back to the matter at hand.
Oh yeah.
Braverman's gone. Does she fuck with Rishi for the foreseeable? Do you think she's going to be a thorn in his side? Do you think she's just going to sit it out? It actually kind of suits her, right? She knows which way Rwanda's going to go this week. She says she's been trying to get sacked all week.
Yes.
And the only reason it didn't happen sooner is because Rishi's been fucking tickling David Cameron's balls. When
did he start the tickling? Did it only happen yesterday?
Probably on Remembrance Sunday. Just lean over at the cenotaph. Just say, fucking David. Psst.
Yeah.
Psst.
What are you up to?
Psst. Yeah, I know it's the last post.
Yeah.
Do you want to be Foreign Secretary?
Liz is like...
Shut up!
Yeah. Yeah.
Bow your fucking head, Liz!
Yeah. Bit of breaking news for you here.
Oh.
Therese Coffey is out.
She was shit anyway, man. What's she done?
Oh, yeah. So what I was going to say to you about Suella Braverman was like the fringe element that actually... That everyone's so frightened of that really supports her and then could form a rebellion, right? So the group that are involved in that are literally Brendan Clark-Smith, Miriam Cates, Andrea Jenkins.
Fucking hell.
Now you tell me, we're going into war tomorrow.
The biggest brains in the Conservative Party.
Are you summoning those three?
The funny thing is, they are the future of the Conservative Party. Cates, Kruger, all that lot.
Yeah, sure. If you're a national Conservative aficionado, fine.
But that's we've spoken about this multiple times before in the pod, right? The battle for the ideological soul of the party.
We have talked about that before, but
these people, that's what they're up to.
I don't think that's au fait. I think that we are like at the peak of the culture war, and I think that the culture war after the next election will burst, and what will be left is a Tory opposition that is trying to go back to small c conservatism.
I think they'll go the other way. I think that's so fundamentally super important that Keir Starmer does not drop the bag on this one. Like, I think he's going to be empowered with a very significant majority. Yeah, but I think he'll have one term. I think he literally has one term. I think if he doesn't rise to the challenges of the day, and this is why it's so important that he fucking gets it right, the extreme right will be there, and they will be there for 5 years to pick up the pieces very, very quickly.
Snarling like little hyenas.
Yeah, like African painted dogs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jackals.
Mm.
Just to bring it back to Catholicism for a moment, I felt we drifted.
Yeah, I agree. Always good to have a bit more monotheism in the pod.
Do you think Suella Braverman hates the Catholics because she hates the Republicans?
I think she wanted to hate the Catholics, but knows so fucking little about Northern Ireland that she accidentally told everyone that she hates the Unionists, her political allies. That she hates she invoked the Protestants when she was trying to actually whip up hate against the Catholics. I think is what happened last week.
Suella Braverman's understanding of the island question is about the same as your average American.
What's the question?
What happened?
Still trying to figure it out myself, actually.
Yeah. There was a really amazing TikTok that went viral a few months ago. And it was like, did you guys know that, like, the Catholics and the Protestants have this whole thing in Ireland? Yes.
They can't comprehend it over there.
Oh.
They're so used to being like, the Christians are just one big thing and we all hate Muslims. They can't understand the fact that there might be some like internecine warfare between the Christians. They can't wrap their tiny little American minds around it. She's gone. David Cameron's back. David Cameron, I kind of like it. Because I know that Boris Johnson wants to be a 2-term prime minister. I think I'm really going to fucking show my ass here. I think Churchill is the only... No, he's not. That's incorrect. There are others who are older. Be prime minister for a bit, disappear for a bit, come back.
Since the 20th century, do that.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah, he's the only one since the 20th century.
In recent history.
I
think that's what they're saying now.
Yeah, maybe I'm just wrong. Anyway, Johnson obviously sees himself in that way, and if David Cameron engineers his way back to frontline politics, first as foreign secretary and then possibly as prime minister, I would quite enjoy it, just from a fuck you Boris Johnson type of angle. People are forgetting that this is the first opportunity, really, actually, that Cameron's had to come back, right? Because obviously him and Boris, mortal enemies. Theresa May replaces him as prime minister after he resigns, and Liz Truss has no chance. Him and Rishi are quite aligned. It got me thinking, because David Cameron is. Do you remember when David Cameron was the worst person in British politics? And now, how far we fucking slid.
I don't know what you're
from
talking
that.
about.
Okay, so there was a time, right, when David Cameron's implementing austerity, where you go, God, man, this guy's the fucking piss.
But have people forgotten about that? I don't think that. Like...
No. But what I'm saying is, compared to the last fucking 4 years,
Oh, I see.
I'm looking at him going, I mean, I wouldn't mind. That feels better.
Yes, because
Socially liberal, yes. Fiscally conservative, yes. Imposing austerity, yes. EU referendum.
Because there's a good argument for austerity never having ended, right? So under Boris Johnson,
Yeah.
you got a limit on your civil liberties alongside austerity continuing. For example, when Boris Johnson came to power, he didn't suddenly restart the Sure Start program, right? He didn't reopen the nurseries.
Yeah, look,
or
I
make
think
provisions for adult social care.
it was certainly more interventionist, more boosterish than previous governments. I think that because the point is, right, 20,000 new police officers, and it's like, well, okay, but you're just returning them to pre-austerity levels, but you still are recruiting them, right?
But he didn't reopen any of the police stations that he closed down when he was mayor of London.
Yeah, I think. But I look at Cameron. The problem for me actually is not what he was before. It's what's come to light since. The Green Seal scandal, for example, is very directly like lobbying the Prime Minister. They're obviously boys, so maybe it's.
Well, maybe this will be good for him because now he'll actually be able to lobby himself, and maybe he'll have a word with him.
He can just lobby himself. He doesn't have to lobby anyone. He can just make decisions. Yeah, maybe.
But then maybe he'll make the decision of being like, "Oh, this would be quite embarrassing if this turns up on the ministerial record."
So yeah, he's back. That's a reshuffle.